Course overview. What have we learned from leadership and management in context so far? Entrepreneurs. Many people think of entrepreneurs as extremely creative individuals who are bright sparks and able to come up with good ideas. But what do? Entrepreneurs, they explore new ventures, actively seek opportunities, find solutions to problems, attract resources and build their contacts. How do they do it? A professor introduced the principle of effectuation. Who you are, what you know, and who you know. Effectual reasoning. Typically, individuals will follow the managerial way of thinking, which is referred to as causal reasoning. This involves selecting between given means to achieve a predetermined goal. In contrast, entrepreneurial thinking, known as effectuation reasoning, involves imagining a possible new end using a given set of means. Sustainability and leadership. During the James Caan event, we were introduced to the concept of sustainability and leadership. He began by explaining how the aim of sustainable leadership is to promote sustainable development through the economic prosperity, environmental protection and social justice. This means that new initiatives should be developed to make a positive change without compromising the development of others in the surrounding area, both now and in the future. James Caan then highlighted how, as a leader, it is important to take a shared responsibility of making sustainable decisions, and gave us two relatable examples of how he'd helped make a sustainable difference. The following examples helped us put our modelling knowledge into context. Firstly, in 2012, James Caan became the chairman of the government fund Startup a Loan Scheme. This scheme was implemented with a view to create a robust SME sector which will make an important long-term contribution to the future and growth of our economy. Secondly, in 2005, the James Caan Foundation was born. This foundation uses networks, resources, expertise and available capital to try and make a difference to the lives of the people around the world. The foundation's most notable project so far has been Build a Village, which aimed to rebuild entire villages for the victims affected by the 2010 floods in Pakistan. This project gave 2,000 people a home, access to medication and clean water, and also allowed children to remain in education. These sustainable initiatives have improved the lives of thousands and will continue to do so in the future without creating a negative impact. Networking. What have we learnt? To define networking is to interact with others to exchange information and develop a professional or social contacts. Employability. With personal branding, you can use networking to get into your chosen career. And for entrepreneurs, Liberia was founded by 3 friends and was built on contacts and cash flow instead of bank loans. How can networking improve your career? 60% of jobs go unadvertised. This is often referred straight to contacts in someone's network, so it pays to be connected and have a profile/reputation. To get these contacts, it helps build your personal brand across many forms of networking, like CV, LinkedIn, blogs and social media. A real-world example of this would be Libara. It was founded by a university student and 2 of his friends. They used their existing network and existing means to create a business. Equality, diversity and inclusion is becoming an important part for many businesses, but what does it mean? Equality, the state of being equal, especially in status, rights or opportunities. Diversity, the state or quality of being different or varied. Inclusion, the act or state of including or of being included within a group structure. A good example of where EDI has been implemented successfully is Libara. Libara targeted a group that often feels discriminated against, and offered solutions to the problem of moving to a new country. Because they understand the needs of a minority group, this has helped them gain a reputation as being a successful company. By successfully implementing EDI, Libara have been able to target a market that is often overlooked, but is a very lucrative one to move into. What does leadership and management say about mentoring? Mentoring is the final stage of leadership. It refers to a developed leader passing on their knowledge gained through years of experience. For the mentee, it is vital for their mentor is truthful so that they can be corrected if they undertake the wrong decision. Leaders must nurture and develop their staff so that the team is capable of achieving its success. In regard to mentors, James Caan stated, often mentors will provide you with encouragement you want to hear, but if you are making a mistake, it is paramount someone puts you straight and points you in the right direction. As of 2015, 25,000 businesses have been funded and mentored by James Caan and a government-funded team.
This is our leadership and management presentation produced by Zainab, Ikram, Jenny, Geeta, Rahul and myself, Mirez. I'll start off with leadership. A leader can be defined as an authoritative figure within a company with a clear vision. Leaders need to be able to guide and direct individuals in times of crisis. In order to become a leader, you cannot be taught, but instead it is something that you learn. We can gain knowledge from an American Revolution leader, John Hancock, who mentions, "The greatest ability in a business is to get along with others and influence their actions. A chip on the shoulder is too heavy a piece of baggage to carry through life." Moving on to managers. Managers are responsible for certain aspects of a company and certain individuals. They must plan, organize and coordinate these individuals in order to achieve goals. Managers must consider planning, organizing, staffing, leading and directing. In management, intrinsic and extrinsic can be seen as powerful motivators. Intrinsic concentrates on developing motivational challenges for employees who seek more out of their career by achieving business goals. This also borders along the lines of reminding employees of job satisfaction by implying the worth of their roles. Extrinsic management is associated with responsibility and allowing employees to obtain authority. Along with an increase in responsibility comes an increase in pay. Both forms can be effective if implemented with all other management definitions. There are many differences between leaders and managers. Leaders are more like entrepreneurs, whereas managers can be trained and taught to behave a certain way. Leaders are able to develop, originate and innovate, whereas managers maintain, imitate and administrate. Personal branding is best described as the way in which an individual advertises themselves to potential employers. This can be done through social media or interviews. An example of social media is LinkedIn. For Element 2, we had to produce LinkedIn accounts in order to portray our skills and qualities and advertise our availability. The way in which we present ourselves in interviews is also personal branding, such as our attitude and our attire. There are a number of ways to increase noticeability by securing a personal website which allows you to come up on search engines and generates a short profile of yourself. Also find ways to produce value, be purposeful in what you share, and many more techniques. Guest speakers can be inspirational for many people as they tend to be highly influential figures such as Richard Branson and James Caan. By sharing their personal journeys which can relate to some of us, guest speakers are able to pass on tips and advice that can be beneficial and inspire many. Effectuation is the ability to use the resources you have immediately available in order to further your success as a leader and entrepreneur. By using effectuation, short-term gains as well as long-term objectives can be achieved through various frameworks such as Bird in Hand, which advises to use all resources immediately available such as previous experiences, knowledge you have attained, and your immediate network. These frameworks lead to the end goal of having a successful business that is led in an effective manner. The presence of women in today's working organisation has seen an increase over the years. However, men and women are still not seen as equal despite the Gender Equality Act. The term best used to describe this situation is a glass ceiling. Being a woman a part of the minority is an unacknowledged barrier to advancement in one's profession. There are and always will be changes surrounding businesses and methods used. This consists of internal and external influences and factors. It is important to keep up to date with these changes as well as respond to them in order to maintain and improve performance and efficiency. Decision making is a process in which a set of alternatives are available and the best one has to be chosen. When making a decision, many factors have to be taken into consideration. For example, the Vroom, Yet and Jago decision-making model promotes 3 different styles of leadership, all based on the situations that arise. As an authoritative figurehead of a company, it is important to keep employees happy as well as ensuring the goals of the company are achieved. This can be done through negotiating and influencing staff, which in turn will keep them motivated to perform well at work. This also gives employees a sense of security at work. Having been to several KU events, it is easy to describe their use and intentions. We found the various sessions with regards to entrepreneurship, personal branding and guest speakers to be very insightful, inspiring and a form of information that could be actioned very easily. Dwayne Reed's light-hearted but informative sessions allowed us to understand that it was essential for future entrepreneurs to discuss and elaborate on ideas they had and not focus on financial aspects. Element 2 required us to take part in Bright Ideas competition and led many of the group members actually believing that they had a viable business idea that could be developed with the support of the university and its partners. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation.
Hi everyone, me and my course mates are going to talk about some of the KU talents we have been to during the last semester. We find KU talents very interesting and enjoyable, therefore we would like to share our experiences and what we have learned to everyone. We decided to talk about two of the interesting KU talents, which are James Khan and 12-hour bootcamp, and we'll also be applying related academic theories and diagrams of leadership into it.
One of the key speakers that caught the attention of the audience in the KU Talent this year was the Dragon's Den legacy, James Khan. He walked us through the obstacles in his life, the milestones. He talked about several failed investments in his career and what seemed like dead ends. But it wasn't his actions that really stood out. It was his attitude, and it's something we can all learn from, that failure is the best, most effective driver for growth. In theory and practice, James Khan shows us that good leadership requires us to learn from failure and our mistakes, and to focus on what can be done rather than what is, parallel thinking. It is an incentive for us to take risks, knowing that should we fail, we'd have one more lesson for the road. In one of his job applications, he left the education section blank. Now, he felt that that was an area in his life that he wanted to improve on. Consequently, he went to start a program in Harvard Business School. Now, what this shows us is that we should invest time and resources into improving what we're weak at.
The opportunity recognition model allows us to choose the most suitable path for our business. It consists of background knowledge and problems within the market, as well as entrepreneur alertness and networking skills. Acquiring knowledge of the market issues requires education and both personal experience and work experience.
One of the KU talents I've attended was the 12-hour Bright Futures Bootcamp, where we learned about pitching, where it taught us how to pitch to business clients about our products and services. Networking is where we go to an event or a party just to connect with businessmen and women for boost up our business. And innovation, whereas we come up with an idea for a problem. For example, we did an innovations game where they gave us a card and we just had to come up with a product like that. So it got our head thinking and made us entrepreneurs. To start up a new business, you have to take decision making into consideration, as it plays an important role in the process. Decision will be made available information and data, and it will be completed upon the future actions. The decision makers must internal and external environment in order to make decisions and achieve a successful outcome. Most importantly, we need to apply leadership style of thinking in order to have sufficient information to make high quality decisions. Having leadership skills gives us vision, understanding, clarity, and agility.
Infatuation is a way of thinking that serves entrepreneurs in the process of opportunities identification and new venture creation. Infatuation includes a set of decision-making principles: bird in hand, affordable loss, patchwork quilt, lemonade, pilot in the plane. Expert entrepreneurs are observed to employ in situations of uncertainty. Situations of uncertainty are situations in which the future is unpredictable. Goals are not really known. Therefore, having these 5 principles in mind help lowering the risk and failure for new business starters.
All leaders start their daily routine early in the morning, as they value the importance of time. Now, let me draw your attention to the fact that it doesn't only include people who already graduated and have a career. For example, students in Kingston University also value the time, as every year they experience something new. And when it comes towards final year, it's like a poker game. All stakes are on the table, and the goal is to stay focused and win more by spending more time on preparation in order to achieve good grades.
Bright Futures is a one-day bootcamp for enterprise. The event was extremely useful in terms of gaining new contacts and continuously developing and improving communication skills. It was led by Dwayne Reed, an entrepreneurship project officer who illustrated different creative activities. This event involved a different way of creating business ideas and developing creative skills. For instance, we learned that in order to start creating an idea, it is essential to identify what issues people have. In order to do that, it involved us to select one picture photo out of many, and by relying on the issue of the picture, it was important to create a solution. This was useful in terms of improving teamwork skills as well as to think outside the box in order to resolve the issue more creatively. By attending this event, we also learned how to make an effective use of our resources and contacts, and that everything is possible as long as an effort is appreciated. Each one of us had a different team, therefore we also were acting as competitors by presenting and explaining an idea in front of an audience. However, not only that we were competing, but also this was done in order to receive feedback on what could be changed or improved on each business idea. On the final stage, the event was about to perform as a seller or a buyer. This was beneficial in terms of career development and learned on the type of questions we should be asked by both the seller and the buyer and how they should act under pressure and particular circumstances. We also learned that it is important to look for the ways to negotiate in order to achieve satisfying results in any business operation.
Vital aspect is that the James Caan event demonstrated the importance of recognizing that failure comes from an opportunity. He mentioned that in order to learn we must fail because it gives us a better understanding of what needs to be done to achieve success. For example, we could say that from our event experiences, success is a journey, and each failure made at creating and developing a business idea motivated us to work harder and to achieve better results. Another important factor is that the higher profit in a business requires higher risk to consider, and it's essential for leaders to know how to manage these risks. A real leader finds the opportunity from the solutions to people needs such as problem, pain, luck, desire, and want. The solutions are answers, cures, and ways of satisfying, ways of taking it away, processes, products, or services. More importantly, we learned that in order to perform as a leader, it's important not to miss the opportunity to discuss, to dialogue, to converse, or to debate. We know that our leadership management is only as good as our ability to listen, to engage, to discharge, and to act. The final point we learned is that the first impulse of leaders is to determine what is right and by the process of elimination what is wrong. Therefore, we as future leaders should demonstrate that we could manage doing it by being ambitious and confident in what we desire to achieve.
Networking has an important role to play within an entrepreneurial framework. There are many benefits of networking. As mentioned by Rebecca Hart in the EMEA presentation, it will help individuals to establish a professional relationship for mutual gain. This platform will help to develop individual skills such as communication, which will increase the chances of explaining their ideas to the wider audience.
In the event, we learned that research has revealed 80% of jobs are acquired through the use of networking. This helped us understand the importance of networking when done successfully, and opportunities presented which will increase the chances of employment if we carry on to further increase connections.
Overall, these events combined have helped us to develop a better understanding of what skills are required in order to become a successful leader. As you can see that the students are now leaving university and going home after the busy day. As a good leader knows that after a long day of working hard, a rest is well deserved.